Hello, everybody. Today's gonna be a video I've been thinking about doing for a while, but I haven't. In terms of the first part of the title, it's what I have been listening to, and just basically gonna go through what I've been listening to for the past few weeks. Let's get started. Uh, One thing I've been listening to a lot was Led Zeppelin. Uh, their Physical Graffiti album. I've been listening to that album a lot. The album's really starting to grow on me. Another album I've been listening to a lot was Houses of the Holy. Great album. That is Garrett's new favorite. Garrett from Sound Lab Studios. That's one of his. I think it's his favorite Zeppelin album now. And, yeah, but get my records ready. And yeah, um, yeah, great album. I listened to their whole catalog. I made a ton of videos about Led Zeppelin already. I've been listening to Black Sabbath. They're trying to think of the album name. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Master of Reality, and the fourth album. Those albums I haven't listened to as much as their first two albums, but they're amazing albums. I gotta listen to Sabotage sometime soon too. That's about it. I've also listened to the Who a lot. A lot of Small Faces. I've been listening to the Birds. Just a lot of great music. I've been listening to a lot of Rush. I've been listening to Moving Pictures a lot. That album has definitely grew on me. It used to be one of my least favorite Rush albums. Now it's my absolute favorite Rush album. But yeah, now to get to the part where I'm looking forward to my record showcase. I got a ton of albums from the record store just recently, and I'm excited to showcase it. Okay, so the first record, this one record I got online. That is the Hollies Evolution album. Um, not an original or anything, just like a remaster copy. What makes this version cool is that it has the UK track listing, plus it includes Carrie Ann and On a Carousel, which those. What's up, Briar? Welcome to the live. And this includes On a Carousel and Carrie Ann, two of their big hits, two big hits that yeah, a lot of people know. Second album, ABBA, the album. This is let me look it up. I don't know what year this came out in. It actually this is like the starting of my showcase of my record store purchases. Stuff that I got from the record store just now. Yeah, I got this an original 1977 copy. That's what it says on here. Of course, this song has the big hit "Take a Chance on Me," but there are some other great songs on here. The Name of the Game, that's a great iconic song. Eagle, really good song. Side two, not as popular. Side two, not as popular. Doesn't have much hits on side two, but still really good. I got a 1973. I think that's what it. 1973 copy of Ogden's Knuck on Flake. This is a copy that Garrett was talking about before. Where it's on a red thing and it comes like this, and I think it's unique, and it doesn't have all the pictures. Doesn't have all the pictures that the original pressing has, but still has a lot. Good ABBA find. I only found the greatest hits. Yeah, you should definitely get more. They're the album that came before the album. The Visitors. That's their most iconic album. Has Dancing Queen on it. Great album. Probably either my favorite ABBA album or my second favorite. My third record, Mellow Yellow, by Donovan. Nice Scottish fellow. This is an original 1967 pressing. I didn't look at the record yet, but probably should. This is on the Epic label. Same record label that the Hollies had when in the mid to late 60s. Yeah, really nice condition. Not really easy to show it on camera, but even in the really good condition. This has the hit single on it, Mellow Yellow. Has some other decent hits. Not decent as in like I'm not crazy about them, but like songs that didn't really do as well as Sunshine Superman and of course Season of the Witch. And since you're on here, since Briar's on here, might as well mention when I got the Small Faces record. But another thing, whoever's watching now or just gonna watch the replay, this Saturday we're gonna be reviewing the Byrds' first album, Mr. Tambourine Man. Excited for that. And he bought a CD version of this album, but to showcase it for the review, but he was never able to film it with us, which that's a shame, but he enjoys it, so it all works out. Another original Donovan pressing, the Hurdy-Gurdy Man. Of course, has the hit single Hurdy-Gurdy Man. This is not the album that came right after Sunshine Superman, but the one that came not the one that came after, but the one that came after the one that came after it, which I'll be showcasing and I own the record. But yeah, this is a great album. Probably some of my favorite stuff on here. Peregrine is really good. Peregrine, I think. Don't really know how to say it. Really good. The Entertainment of a Shy Girl, really good. Tangier. Can't really say it. Tangier. Yeah, not really good on it, but this is also on the Epic label. Ooh, looking forward to the Byrds review. I already have my notes ready. Awesome. Great. Another album to show off. This is an original pressing. This is a kind of an old-timer, Frank Sinatra, Strangers in the Night. Has the famous hit on it, Strangers in the Night. But it also includes the Summer Wind, which amazing track. And it also has the hit All or Nothing at All. First three tracks, straight out of the bat. You got 3 hits on there. It has a great cover of Downtown, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. A really nice, fast-paced song for him. This is probably his best album. Like so much strong songs on here. Here's another Donovan album. This is the one that came after Sunshine Superman. I don't own that album yet, Sunshine Superman, but maybe if I found a copy, I would definitely buy it if I found a copy. This is an original 1967 pressing. This is actually a double LP set. I've never. These go for like a lot of money, so to actually find a copy that's $18 is impressive. This is actually a double. This is like a 2 LP set. This is a double album and comes with 2 records. This album is in really bad condition, but kind of expect that from the old albums that from teenagers. But yeah, it's called "A Gift from a Flower to a Garden." That's the name of the album, and this is what this was actually reissued as like they were sold separate. They weren't sold together. Like originals are sold together, but later pressings aren't. They're sold together or separate. I mean, and they're actually released as two different albums. Like it was like I said, the name of the record, "A Gift from a Flower to a Garden." That's the name of the original. I'm trying to look up Donovan. Trying to think of discography. And yeah, they were still separate. One was called "Where Your Love Like Heaven," and the second was called "For Little Ones." And that's how they were sold like afterwards. But this is how like I think it came out as a book. I guess it's the first time I've ever seen anything like this. I haven't looked at the records because, well, I haven't listened to the album yet. I listened to it like once or twice. I just thought this was a cool find if I ever do want to listen to it again. Yeah. I bet, yeah, finding an actual decent like copy of this album is really hard to find because back then the only thing teenagers cared about was just playing them. They didn't care about taking care of anything. They were just let's beat this thing up. even says it on the thing, 2 records, which I thought that was cool. Probably the most unique album I've ever seen. Actually, I've never. Well, the Ogden's Not Gonna Flake thing is always the first to come to mind, but that's also very unique. This is what the first record LP looked like from the reissue, and then this was in there too. This is the second one. Okay. I think, yeah, we're done talking about Donovan. Now for an album that I really wanted to buy, an original pressing of Regatta de Blanc. Yeah, really, I'm gonna, if I remember to, I'll drop a link over to Garrett from SoundLab Studios video on us ranking all these albums. I don't think Breyer was in it. No, he wasn't in it at all. But you could check his video on the ranking of the police in his channel, which now that I'm here, 1 second. YouTube Showcase. Weird. Doesn't let me. I'm trying to look it up, and for some reason it was different. Okay. Ranking every police album. Copy. Paste. Okay. Drop the link to the video. Whoever does show up and want to take a look. Yep. This is probably my I think they had 5 albums. Yeah, this is their 5th album. This is not the 5th album. This is their 3rd album. I would probably rank this at 3rd in their discography. My second favorite is probably either Synchronicity or their first album, and my favorite albums either those two are mixed. Synchronicity on the first album. And what am I thinking? Yep, and my bottom two are Ghost Machine and Regard of Blanc. But yeah, this is a great album. And okay, I said once I found this at the record store to either Briar or someone else, that if I found this record, I would buy it. And I did. Supertramp, Even in the Quietest Moments, which, yep. Excited. This was a great album. Of course, this album has the huge big single, Give a Little Bit. Then the rest of it is mostly deep tracks. The deep tracks is what makes this my favorite Supertramp album, though. But that's just me. Okay. I got a lot of, and thanks for the shout out. Also nice. That's a great Supertramp album. Yep. Yeah, it was either you or Jason. I said the next time I see it at a record store, I was gonna buy it because I saw it one time and I didn't buy it, and I instantly regretted when I listened to the record for the first time. But here's my last non-Elton John album that I'm showing off. Eric Burdon and the Animals, Winds of Changes. This is a 1970, This is a 1984 pressing. Really good condition. My original 1967 pressing is all beat up and stuff. So when I saw this, I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll buy this since it has a decent album cover, and this is like a really good album cover. Okay, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elton John albums, and I'm excited to show each and every one of them. My first one I want to show off is his second self-titled album, Elton John. What a fabulous record. Me and Garrett from Sound Lab Studios were listening to it, and I loved almost every song. I liked, like, there's a song that or two that I like, but man, this LP, Your Song, is the big hit off of it. But the whole record is, to me, it's like a greatest hits compilation. I Need You to Turn To, amazing. Take Me to the Pilot, fabulous. First episode of Haydn is great. The King Must Die. Oh my God, this whole LP is just so good, and I'm so glad I actually own it now. Here's his album. This album is an original pressing. The other one that I showed off was a 1977 reissue, but this is an original pressing of Caribou, and it's in its shrink wrap. I only got it for $8, so what a steal. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Oh my God. The Bitch Is Back. This whole album is so good. Not as strong as I'm trying to think of the album name. I know so many gosh darn albums that 19 Yellow Brick Road. That's the name of the album. Not as good as, nowhere near as good as Yellow Brick Road, but you know, still a fantastic record. Trying to copy. If anyone wants to join me, sending the link out. If anyone wants to have a little conversation, I'm probably gonna get off around 5:20. So yeah. Shrink Wrap Goodness. Great album. Up next is his follow-up album to uh, trying to get it right here. This is a 1981 copy of Tumbleweed Connection. This is his follow-up to his his second album. Not as good as his his second album, but it's still really good. And yeah, of course, it has one of Country Comfort and Burn Down the Mission, really good songs. Not I don't really see that many people talk about this album as much as Yellow Brick Road, self-titled, or his other. I wouldn't consider this as much of a hit of an album, I guess, but still really good. Now, next album is the follow-up to that album I just showed, and that is Madman Across the Water. And this album has Tiny Dancer, which is his one of, if not his most popular songs. And for a good reason. It's really good. Really, really, really good. Has Levon, Indian Summer, which I think Hello.
Hello.
Yep, showing off the Elton John albums.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, you have some. Yeah, you got some good stuff. Like I saw connection there.
Yeah, when I first I went to the record store today, and it was like a bunch, because I haven't been to this particular record store in a while. It was big, like a long section of just new arrivals, and I just saw a bunch of Elton John albums. I'm like, I have to buy them,
I mean, of course you gotta.
Yeah, and after what Gary showed me, this is probably my second or third favorite Elton John album. I haven't listened to Elton John in a while. I gotta start listening to him again, especially after buying the records. Of course.
Yeah, I already have a big chunk of his catalog on CD so far. I think I have most of his 70s albums, missing a couple.
Oh, I got you. I'll say if you want to show some of them off, you could.
All right, yeah, they're not too far away. Yeah, so I don't have his first album, but I do have the self-titled album, and I do have Tumbleweed Connection as well. One of my favorites as well. Very good, very underrated.
It's underrated for sure. Still not one of my favorites, but it's still great.
Yeah, it's really good. Then I do have Madman Across the Water, which you just showed. Then we have Hunky Chateau.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the rest of my Elton John albums down after you showcase yours.
Yeah. And I also have Don't Shoot Me. I'm on the piano player.
It's the one I got.
Very good. Yeah, there you go. And then I also got, of course, you got to get Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, of course.
Yeah, that's an essential.
I know, yeah. And then Caribou, which you showed as well. And I also have Then we have Captain Fantastic and the Brown Bird Cowboy. Yeah, this is really good too. I guess this is as close as he's ever gone to a prog album, his closest one. It is concept album, but yeah, still very good. Then I do have one of his 90s albums. I got the one, which is pretty solid. I think it's very solid. And then I got this at a thrift store. This is the Candle in Wind 1997 single with Something About the Way You Look Tonight. That was for Princess Diana.
Nice.
So that was pretty good find there. And then I just have the greatest hits.
Yeah, of course. That I actually own a copy. I'm probably gonna buy all of his albums up until Too Low for Zero, which it's a lot of records, but I'm not gonna own all of them. If I do buy pass, it would probably be like the very best albums of whatever past that. But yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of my Elton John collection. I'll show off the ones that I already showed off, just as a hey, these are all my Elton John albums. And yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, I'll entertain the people. Yeah. I'll just entertain the people watching. Well, for those who are watching, tune in to the channel What the Gym at around, I guess, noon for my time. I'm from San Diego, by the way. So it'll be around noon. Me and the host, Adam, are going to be doing our top 5 favorite
What's up?
Yeah, so my internet died while you were gone.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so and it just happened while I was promoting the live streams I have to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just I guess it didn't want me to promote my stuff.
Yeah, YouTube's really screwing you over.
I know.
YouTube's like, don't promote your channel on his channel.
Oh man, YouTube has something against me. I swear.
Yep, I think they're mad that you changed your name from CD Showcase to Music Showcase.
I know, it's confusing them.
Okay,
but I should be good now, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Yep. Show my Elton John records and show my CD collection actually.
Okay.
Hopefully Mr. Tambourine Man is in there because I do own that on CD. But
yeah, I actually have it out already.
Yeah, it could be in my truck. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna do it chronologically because I'm weird like that. Okay. Sorry, viewers, if I'm boring you.
No, you're good. Yeah, because I was about this. Well, so while you were gone, I was trying to promote because we do have the Birds review coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
But before that, I have another live stream with Adam from What the Gym. We're going to be talking about our top 5 songs from the 60s, and then we'll also give our top 5 favorite songs of the 70s. So that's going to be coming up as well.
I'll watch it if I'm not busy.
Yeah, because it'll be noon for me, so it'll be like 3 o'clock for you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, like I showed before, this is my 1977 copy of pardon me, his self-titled album. I got this for $9, which for a record is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
looks pretty good too.
And of course, we were talking about this before, the very underrated Tumbleweed Connection. Take the plastic off of it so that the album cover could be shown. Wasn't one of those gatefold albums. Then, of course, his very popular, and this is not an original pressing, but it's a 1980 pressing of Madman Across the Water.
Okay.
Here is my 1972 copy of Honky Chateau.
Yeah, that's one I see a lot in the record stores.
Yeah, no, it's really unique.
Yeah, the packaging is really, really cool.
Yeah, I bought a remastered copy and it doesn't have that. It's just the regular gatefold.
Gotcha.
Here is my original pressing of Don't Shoot Me. I'm Only the Piano Player, starring Elton John.
Who would have thought?
Of course, this song, it has the very, very famous Crocodile Rock.
Yep.
That's the name of it. Yep. Even comes with a booklet. Not a booklet. It seemed like that at first, but maybe it was a booklet. But the way it looks, it is a booklet. It has the lyrics on it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, very unique. This is probably my second favorite Elton John album. It's really, really good. And of course, Yellow Brick Road with the tri-gatefold. All the sides but side 3 are peak Elton John.
What songs were on side 3?
I don't remember. That's how forgettable they were.
Because I pretty much enjoy every song on the album except maybe Jamaican Jerk Off. That's probably the only song I'm like, I don't really mind. That's probably the only song I would skip.
Yeah, Sweet Painted Lady's all right. The Ballad of Danny Bailey.
I like with Danny Bailey. I love the bass playing in that song. That's the big highlight of that song.
Yeah, I agree. Then
I mean, Dee Murray's like a very underrated bass player in my opinion.
I agree. Then they have the Caribou album, which really good.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Rock of the Westies.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet.
Yeah, I saw that. Has Island Girl, which that's like the most popular song on the album. I think it's the only popular song on the album.
I think so. I mean, it's on the greatest hits, so
yeah,
I think it's the only song on the greatest hits.
The other 8 songs are deep cuts. No Help is all right, but the rest of the album for me is great. Probably my 4th favorite Elton John album. Then there is Too Low for Zero. I know I don't think you showed that one off.
Yeah, I don't have that one. That one has I'm Still Standing on it, right?
As I'm Still Standing. I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
The title track is actually really good, very funky. Cold as Christmas is actually really good. Really, the first side is my only problem with this album is that it's front loaded. Like the first side is amazing, but then side 2 is just Maybe it'll grow me over time, but as of right now, it's just an alright album. But I'm gonna. Oh yeah, speaking of which, here's my CD collection. Here is an album that you definitely won't know because one of my managers when I worked at Giant, he was in a band and he released this.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Who's the drummer?
Is that a free copy?
I think so. This is like a very birdsy sounding album. Like if you ever, I don't think you're ever gonna be able to listen to this because this
not like on Spotify and stuff like that.
No, it's very underground rock. I own Blue Oyster Cults.
Oh, that's great. Love Blue Oyster Cult.
I own the record too, but
I will say that particular album, I think it's not my favorite of them.
Oh, you know more albums by them?
Oh yeah, I can show my collection so far.
Sure.
Let's see. I pretty much have all the ones with the classic lineup. Okay, so of course I have the debut. It's very good. Yeah, it's a good one. Then we have second one, Tyranny and Mutation. Another very strong album. This is probably my favorite so far, Secret Treaties.
That's a great album.
Yeah. Then I do have a couple live albums. Here is On Your Feet and On Your Knees, suggested by one of my viewers. And then there's the one that you just showed.
Yeah. You have like I don't know what kind of version you have, but
I think you have an older version. This is like a remaster.
Yeah, because yours have like the name on it. Mine's like different.
Yeah. Then I have Spectres, which I think is another one. I think is my second favorite of theirs. A lot of good songs on this one. Then I have another live album. This is Some Enchanted Evening.
Do you have the album that has Burning for You?
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Okay.
Then I have Mirrors, one of the more commercial sounding albums, which many people aren't huge fans of. I actually kind of like it. Then I have Cultosaurus Erectus, one of the more heavier ones.
That's a great album.
Yeah. And then here's the one you were suggesting, Fire of Unknown Origins. This is the one with Burning for You.
Yeah. The reason why I said that was because I always forget the name of the album.
Yeah.
I've seen like record stores a bunch of times, but I've never went out to actually listen to the album. So sometimes I would be like, maybe I might like the record, but then I won't like the record and it'd be like,
I mean, aside from Burning for You, which was the biggest song, like there's some other, like the title track is really good. Heavy Metal is nice. Joan Crawford's another very underrated song. I love the chorus in that one. So, I think it's still a very strong album.
I like Agents of Fortune, but after listening to Don't Fear the Reaper so much, it ruins the album a tiny bit. This Ain't the Summer of Love is awesome. This is a song that should be played on the radio more. True Confessions, a lot of people think it's one of the weaker songs. I think it's one of my favorite songs on the album. ETI, Extraterrestrial.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So good. The Revenge of Vera Jim. I can't say it.
Yeah, let me see. Gemini.
Gemini. Yeah. My favorite part, it was either this song or the one that Sinful Love, where it's like you're burned like a snake or whatever. Like it's like a spoken word bit, and then the song begins. I think it's The Revenge of Vera Jameen. Yeah, I think it is. Sinful Love is amazing. Tattoo Vampire is decent. The rest of the album isn't as good, but still good.
Yeah, it's a solid one, but yeah, it's not one of my favorites of theirs. And that album's only famous because it has Don't Fear the Reaper on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Rush Moving Pictures is popular because of Tom Sawyer and
Tom Sawyer and Limelight.
Those are like the iconic songs.
Yeah.
I own a lot of Billy Joel.
Got that one.
Nylon Curtain. Another plug to Garrett from Sound Lab Studio. We ranked his albums.
Right. Very true.
This is one of my favorite albums. For what's his name? For Garrett, this is one of his weaker albums, but I love it. I forgot where you ranked it, but
I think it was kind of more towards the middle.
It was either the middle or the bottom.
Yeah. I think it's a solid one.
I own Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I'm debating if I should get because I know that's not the original mixing.
Yeah. I own Stevie Wonder songbook.
Yeah, I need to get more Stevie Wonder. I only have like 2 albums of his.
Is this one of them?
No, it's not one of them. I have Fulfilling This
First Finale,
and I have Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah, that's his best album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not usually the kind of person who would agree with the masses, but that album is perfect.
Yeah.
I own I don't know if this is early, but this is like a really beat up copy of A Night at the Opera.
Oh, okay.
I own 3 of their albums. I own this album. I own Sheer Heart Attack, and I always forget how much Queen albums. I own Sheer Heart Attack and A Day at the Races in this album. I always forget if I have more than that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Again, you have an older copy. I have like the one from 2011.
Yeah. Of course, this album has a Bohemian Rhapsody and You're My Best Friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the big hits. But for me, the best songs on the album, the Prophet songs and 39. Those are the 2 best songs on the album.
And to plug in another thing, check out on my channel. I did a live stream with Jason and Adam. We did our top 10 favorite Queen songs.
Was any of the deep cuts on this one?
I mean, I think I had the most deep cuts, at least for me. I had the most deep cuts, but yeah,
which is good.
Yeah.
Kind of going random with the CDs I own. I own California Dreaming by the Mamas and the Papas. Not this is like one of their compilation albums. I want to own their regular albums, but
yeah, I only have their first album on CD.
Yeah. This has a few songs from the first album. It has California Dreaming, Spanish Harlem, Go Where You Want to Go, Monday, of course. That's it. And their other songs are really good from this album that's not on there. Glad to Be Unhappy is a non-album single that was never released on an album for some reason. I think it's one of their stronger songs.
Okay.
My Girl, mediocre cover. There would have been there's a bunch of songs that could have been better than that song. No Salt on Her Tail, great song, probably one of my favorites. Sing for Your Supper, great. 12:30 and Words of Love.
Interesting.
Please Please Me by the Beatles.
Yeah, that's one of the Beatles albums I still need to get on CD.
Yeah, I bought this out. My mom bought me a box set, and it's like a rip-off version of it, and the sound quality is not that good.
Yeah.
Van Halen debut album,
classic.
Of course, Running with the Devil. That iconic Eruption followed with You Really Got Me.
Right.
Ain't Talk About Love is great. When I first heard this album, I was driving down the car with a friend, and we heard the horns, and we thought it was like a car behind us. we looked beyond. I was like, oh, it's the record. But this is such a great. This whole album, like, there's not a single song that I don't like. This whole album.
To me, it's the best. It's probably the best Van Halen album.
I don't really like 1984, so I agree.
Yeah, I do think that album's a little bit overrated. I think I think it's fine.
I never, when I first listened to it, I'm like, this is all right. But after hearing, trying to think of the one song, I know Jump, of course, but
Panama, Hot for Teacher.
Yeah, Hot for, I don't like any. I've never really liked any of the tracks from that album. Even the deep cuts, I don't really like. Out of Our Heads by the Door. I was gonna say the Doors. By the Rolling Stones. This is the U.S. copy. The UK copy. It's the one that the U.S. one used. December's Children. This has Mercy Mercy, Hitchhike, of course Satisfaction, Last Time. Great album. Not one of their stronger albums, but still really good. Now the Soft Parade by the Rolling Stones game, but the Soft Parade by the Doors, probably their least successful album. A lot of people aren't that crazy about it. A lot of people would rank this as their lowest album. I've
heard of it.
That isn't. What's up?
I was just saying. Yeah, I've heard that people say that's one of the worst, least favorites.
I think it's their best album. Has Touch Me on it, which
Touch Me's great.
The whole album is great, though. Tell Other People is a great anti-war song. Sherman's Blues is really rocking. Do It, which is fun. Easy Ride's another fun track. Side 2, Wild Child is great. Running Blue, it's about Otis Redding. I think that's the name of the artist. Yeah, Otis Redding. They went to go open for him, and he died. So the song's about him. Wishful Sinful, which is one of my favorite Doors songs. And then the Soft Parade, the title track, which it opens up with this really weird thing where he's chanting, petitioning the Lord with prayer, and it's very funny. It's stupid, but it's good. This is my one and only AC/DC album. This is like the only AC/DC album. This, and I kind of like Highway to Hell, but this is like the only AC/DC album I actually really enjoy.
Yeah, I have a good chunk of the catalog, I think.
Yeah, I'll say you could show.
I don't have that one though.
Yeah, this is their best album. Beats Done Dirt Cheap is so good.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Love at First Feel is so good. Big Balls is just funny. It's Rocker. When I first heard the song, I'm like, wow, this is really good. Problem Child. This whole album, front to back, this is definitely the best album they made.
Okay.
A lot of people would be like, oh, how about Back in Black? I hate that album.
Oh.
I don't like any of the tracks, and then there's the overplayed tracks, which I don't want to get into that. If Garrett ever suggests us listening and reviewing,
I'm pretty sure Garrett says he's not a fan of AC/DC too.
Okay, I'll say if I'm not if you guys do, I mean, if Garrett plans on doing a lot of AC/DC albums, which the way you said it, we might not do any, but if he's like, hey, I want to do AC/DC, I'd be like, yeah, this is the only album I'm going to review. The rest of them, review without me. Is Highway to Hell, like I said, it's a decent album.
Yeah, I think I'm like the only one in the group that likes a good chunk of AC/DC.
I'll say if you want to show their catalog, and
yeah, I don't have a good amount. It's all on the top shelf. So I have High Voltage, which was their first international album, because they actually released 3 albums before this, but they were only in Australia. This is like the first one that came out in like other countries. Then I have Let It Be Rock. Then here is, of course, Highway to Hell, of course. Last one with Bon Scott. And of course, Back in Black. Then I have Flick of the Switch. I think this one's a pretty underrated one. Then I have Razor's Edge. And then I have their latest one from 2020, I believe. Power Up.
That's, yeah. Razor's Edge, the only song I know off that album is
Thunderstruck.
The one song I really like. I never liked that song. Like, the guitar riff was decent, but the rest of the song, like, the intro is it's great, but then the rest of the song is just I mean, after their lead singer died and they replaced him with the one that became
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. I don't think they were ever as good afterwards. They're
I'm sure there's many people who think the same way. People say that Bon Scott stuff is the far superior stuff.
To me, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it has my favorite AC/DC album, so
yeah.
Obviously. A Hard Day's Night, another one of those rip-off, part of that awful box set. Do you own A Hard Day's Night?
Yeah, I do. I do have it.
I'll say I never got to really see it because you were never there for the music.
I'll show real quick. So.
Yeah, that's probably a lot better sounding. I do own the Beatles in mono, but I don't know where it is right now. I have all the CDs in my truck, so.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your video on that one.
Yeah. Here's Past Masters.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of many Beach Boy albums I own. Those double 2 album sets.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Surfer Girl and Shutdown Volume 2, two really strong albums in one.
Yeah.
The Trogs, From Nowhere. This song this has the very famous Wild Thing song. The rest of the album is also really good. Green Day.
Green Day.
Super hits. My mom bought me this. $4.
Okay.
Because I was starting to get into them.
Yeah, I haven't delved into their catalog. I just know the hits.
Yeah, the only album that I really enjoy so far is of course American Idiot, but I don't own that album.
Yeah, me neither.
There's another one of those 2 album sets. Summer Days and Summer Nights, backed with this. Like, it gives me an option to, like, on the thing, it gives me an option whether to on which the album cover it is. I just happen to like this album cover better.
Yeah, because I have one with Carl and the Passions and Holland, and it does the same thing.
Yeah, and here is Flower with the
Sunflower. Yes,
I think this was my second favorite album.
Yeah, it was my second favorite too.
Oh yeah, I remember agreeing with someone that this is their second best.
Mm-hmm.
And this is backed up with Surf's Up. This album, this is an older one. This is a Christmas album. This is like one album only. Surfing Safari, backed with Surfing USA. Not really much to say about this album. These 2 albums are just they're just okay albums.
Yeah, they're decent.
Songs in the Key of Life, you were just mentioning that before.
Yeah. Great. I think that's the same copy as mine too.
Yeah. This is a decent copy. Here is my favorite Beach Boy album, 2020 with Friends. This one, because it does
probably their darkest album.
There's this one. And I prefer this album cover over Friends.
Yeah, I can see that.
Willie and the Poor Boys. It's another album I've been listening to a lot. I actually have a decent heart for it because I used to put this album a lot when I was first learning how to drive. So I have good memories of this album.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin 3.
That's one of the ones I still need to get.
Yep. This is the only Led Zeppelin album I own on CD because this is for the longest time. This was like the only Led Zeppelin album I was listening to. Use Your Illusion by Guns N' Roses.
Yep, I have that.
I would love to review the Use Your Illusions albums one day. This is definitely gonna be an album I choose for the 90s for essential albums on Jason's channel. Which
they're good.
Speaking of which, me, Briar, Jason's channel, and Garrett, we will be doing the essential albums of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s and onward. This will be like 50 total albums. We pick like all the best albums or just albums we just think are essential in general. And when we get to the 90s, this is going to be one of them.
Yeah, I'm fine with that being in there.
Beatles for Sale.
That's another one I used to get.
This is not going to be in my 60s essentials list.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's going to pick this album because maybe Garrett, but I hate this album. It has 8 Days a Week and a few others, but that's it. The Who Are You? Of course, it has the hit song Who Are You?
Yep.
And speaking of which, that was the first video that me and Briar were on with the Garrett.
Yeah.
Was the Who ranking.
Exactly.
Good memories.
Yeah. Last one's past there.
That's how I saw your channel initially. Because I'm like since I'm going to be doing a video with you, I might as well check out your videos.
Yeah, likewise. That's what I did as well.
Yeah. And new song, really good. This whole album is fantastic. Even the weakest track on the album, Music Must Change, is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I could probably stick around for another 10 minutes or so because I have to go. I have work today, so.
Okay. I'm going to go a little faster. Here is the Mamas and Papas and Other Greatest Hits compilation.
Yeah.
The White Album.
Yeah, got that.
This is an actual copy, though, not one of those crappy ones. Magic Bus. Too much Magic Bus. This is one of the albums we included on our list.
Yeah.
Even though it's technically not an album of theirs.
Yeah. And I had that last place.
I know. I don't agree, but I'm not gonna be salty about it.
Yeah.
Between
that's
the Bunnies.
Yeah, that's fine.
Beggar's Banquet. Took me so many listens to get into this album. But
Yeah.
Sympathy for the Devil and Street Fighting Man. Here's another one of those 2 album hit things. Smiley Smile and Wild Honey. Here is another one of those. The Party album with the Sido tracks. It's like an instrumental album with all their hits.
Interesting.
A lot of their hits. So a lot of deep cuts actually, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's weird that they didn't do like a Sido vocals where they did all the vocal harmony, like instead of releasing an instrumental track, like release the the isolated vocals.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They did that with Pet Sounds, but then they got rid of it on iTunes, which a quick one.
Which Garrett actually gave me a copy.
Pete Townshend's first album from 1972. This has a lot of outtakes and stuff like that. This is amazing. I love it. Billy Joel's Piano Man includes the hit Piano Man, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Street Life Serenade. Underrated album. Billy Joel's I'll just say Street Life Serenade again. Turnstiles.
Yeah, be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go.
Here is my copy of Revolver. Here is my copy of Billy Joel's The Strangers.
One of my favorite Billy Joel albums.
Second Street. Glass Houses. An Innocent Man.
With the Beatles.
The Very Best of the Herman's Hermits. Dusty Springfield.
Oh, okay.
Great album. I own Tommy by The Who. I actually went to a record store and there was like a CD copy where it was like taped together. It was like disc 1 and disc 2.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Sgt. Pepper's. The Who. Then and Now. Great compilation album of like them throughout the years. Who's Next? Of course. Everyone knows that album. That's basically their Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah.
Magical Mystery Tour, which I showcased on his channel before, like when we were doing our live stream. Guns N' Roses, GNR Lies. This is my favorite Guns N' Roses album. I want to own it on vinyl, but the vinyl copies are really expensive.
Yeah, a lot of those 90s ones.
Pet Sounds. The Doors.
Waiting for the Sun.
My second favorite Doors album. Another album a lot of people rank low a lot. Between the Buttons. This is the American version. The one I showed you before was the UK version.
Gotcha.
Yellow Submarine. Their third worst album. Abbey Road. Let It Be. The Who by Numbers. Their most underrated album.
Yeah, I agree.
You ranked it the highest, I think.
I think that was the highest one.
Which I like that. Little Deuce Coupe with All Summer Long. Of course, it's the Help album. My Generation. Definitely in my top 4. Quadrophenia. Black Sabbath. Paranoid.
Oh, yeah. Black Sabbath.
The Who Sell Out. And lastly, The Who Sings My Generation. And that'll be it. Gonna try to get to an hour, which is like 20 seconds.
Yeah, not that long.
I'm gonna have you introduce your channel next video, but this is Briar's Music Showcase, and hope everyone enjoyed the video, and see y'all next time.